I saw it. I saw the new one, Matrix Resonation or Resolution or Revolution. What the fuck is the resurrection, right? Resurgence? Who knows? Matrix Resurrection, right? Because they came back after 20 years. You know, here's what I want to say about it, man. I watched it about a week ago. And I saw, how do I start saying this? Well, I sat with it for a week. I will say, I'll start it by saying how good it is. And then I'll go back and I'll tell you why. The Matrix Resurrection is the worst movie that could possibly exist in this time period. In this era, The Matrix, this movie couldn't even have existed if this era didn't exist. The Matrix Resurrection is the worst movie I have ever seen. And it's also compoundedly bad because of the time that we're in. It is also even more leveled up bad because of how amazing The Matrix is. The Matrix, the first one, is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is top 10 favorite movies of all time. It's so good. The way, how intricate it is and how much it creates a world and then adheres to that world. These Wachowski motherfuckers killed it, dude. It was unbelievable. It was so good. It defined a new kind of genre. It changed action movies. It changed cinema. Now, of course, the ancillary actors, the ancillary characters, the people that they cast, did they all look like they would be in fucking, they would be male porn actors? Yes, they did. Does it matter? No. Every single person in Matrix 2 and Matrix 3, all the ancillary characters, did it seem like they were fucking male porn actors? Yes, it did. It did. Find one ancillary character in the Matrix 2 and 3 that don't look like they did fucking, like they jizzed on other people's fucking tits and faces, and even guys too, gay ones too. Like they did, like straight up. Like the guy, it's unbelievable how many fucking side characters in the Matrix only look like fucking porn actors. It's male and not female, but male porn actors, straight and also gay ones, dude. It's so crazy. Every white guy that they and also there's a lot of like mixed race guys. They all look like guys that would just be like, oh yeah, and jizz all over someone else's face, whether male or female. Okay. I don't know why the Wachowski sisters did that shit, brothers. I don't want to dead name them, God for fucking bid, right? But they were back then. They would say that they were women. They just, had to come out. Okay, fine. But they were still known as the Wachowski brothers back then. Okay, fine, whatever. Matrix 2 is horrendous. I'm going to, I say Matrix 3, I thought was great. Okay. Matrix 1 was just all time. 2 was really bad. 3 was great. That's what I thought. Okay. So say what you want about the trilogy, but Matrix, number 1, the first one. Okay. So it was great. So 22 years have passed since The Matrix, and 60 in the actual world of The Matrix. Now, let me tell you, I watched this movie. First of all, Neo's in therapy in the beginning, okay? I'm not going to really do I'm not going to do spoilers. I'm just going to tell you about the movie if you haven't seen it. But it's not me who spoiled the movie. It's the movie that spoiled the movie, okay? But he's in therapy. Which is so weird. Also, let me tell you this too. Keanu Reeves, you know how much I love Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves. I'll watch him in anything, and I will continue to do so. He's just too old, dude. There was one time where he was doing the fight scenes. The fight scenes, first of all, they're suck. There's no guns in them, which is so weird. He did the fight scene where he was in the middle of fighting, and he got up. He used his hand on his knee to get up. Okay, game over. It's it. That's it. You're in the Matrix, by the way. You don't need to use your knee to get up. Your hand on your knee. He's too old. He looks weird. Everybody acts badly in it. Neil Patrick Harris is in it. The guy from fucking Mindhunter is in it. They're the new Agent Smith and the bad guy. Dude, it's so weird. Like, Neil Patrick Harris, sure, he's a funny actor, but he's the bad guy in The Matrix now? Bro, this is Doogie Howser. This is the guy from How I Met Your Mother. And he's all like, right, Neo. Nah, dude. The movie's so colorful and it's so, here's the thing too. It's so of the time. It's so, the fucking video game, fucking Neo works. He doesn't know he's in the Matrix anymore, and he works, and he's famous because he created a video game called The Matrix, and it did so many numbers because it was basically the movie of The Matrix that he then sold into a video game, and he's working on a new game, and they want to make him do the sequel to the Matrix video game. So it's so super meta, but also they're using footage of the actual movie as it being the video game in the Matrix resolution. And it's like, they're like, well, this is the video game that you made. And it's like got Keanu Reeves and that fucking chick who plays Trinity in it in the fucking video game, quote unquote. But they're just showing the movie and you're watching it and you're just like, hey, that was the Matrix, the movie though. You're telling me you made this movie, it cost $200 million. You couldn't make a fucking CGI video game version of the shit? You're just showing the movie. It's so, and it's like, so like, here's the other thing too. The Matrix, I didn't know this back then, but when I saw this, the Wachowski back then, we knew them as the Wachowski brothers. They were battling with shit inside themselves. They believed they were women. They then, what do you call it? Changed to women. What do you call it? Fucking, transition to women, and they did that, and fucking good on them, man. And that's awesome. And then you watch The Matrix again and you realize that, oh shit, dude, this is about people unplugging from the norms of society and the real world and finding out that just because this is what people say the real world is doesn't mean that you can't become who you want to be and live as the one and with and outside of the Matrix. It's all a fucking metaphor for trans politics, and there are people who are trying to stop you and make you feel shitty about it. Dude, when you watch The Matrix again now, in that lens, and I looked it up online too, and they were saying that they wanted one of the actors to be a male in the Matrix and a female outside the Matrix, or whatever it was, or I don't know if it was vice versa. But corporate Hollywood or corporate America, Warner Brothers wasn't ready for that, so they didn't do that. And it's like, to make this movie, this art, digestible to corporate America and have it secretly be about this trans woman's idea of what it's like to be a woman and trapped in a man's body. That is mind-blowing. That is amazing. That made me like the movie even more. Like, they did that shit and it was like, haha, joke's on you, corporate America. I'll make you digest this shit, and this is secretly about this. And then you go and rewatch it and you're like, oh, you're weebay memeing it. You're like, oh, that's amazing. You did it, Wachowskis. That was killer shit. It was ahead of its time, and you fucking killed it. And that's what art should be. Whether or not you believe a woman was born with a pussy or not, who gives a shit? Who cares? That's what art is, and you fucking nailed it. I don't care if you think you're a fucking grilled cheese sandwich. You nailed it. You nailed it. Congratulations. You're a talent, motherfuckers. Blue pill, red pill, they took that shit, right? The right took that shit. Now they mean, oh, you're red-pilled. You're waking up. You're seeing what the world actually is. They don't even know what the shit means. It was for the left. So you bogarted it. Fine. All good. And then they go and they make this fucking movie where Neo's in therapy and everything's about your feelings. He's creating a video game called Binary. And The Matrix is just like, oh my God, dude. This is the worst movie I've ever seen, and I hated it because I wanted to like it. I wanted to love it, dude. But it's the worst movie, and I've seen Wonder Woman 84. That was the worst movie of today, Wonder Woman 84, and then this movie came out. Forget it, dude. Forget it. The whole movie's so gay. I mean gay. Everyone in it is gay. Like Agent Smith is all like he's wearing blue and pink and shit. It's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? There's no guns. Not that it's not gay to not use guns, but dude, it's so badly acted. Even Keanu's bad in it. It's all weird as fuck. Anyway, I don't want to talk about The Matrix too much, but I did. But I just don't know what they did. Movies are fucking terrible now, man. And I'm still a fan of the Wachowski sisters. Only Lana did this one. Maybe she needs the other one too. Oh. And it's so funny too, because people are so afraid to, like, I looked up the onlines that, dude, there's no way that anybody in the right mind thinks this movie's good. And like, you go to look at the reviews and people are like lauding it, saying like, oh, it's so great because it's so meta and it's speaking to, dude, they're only scared to say it's bad because a fucking trans woman directed it. It's so ridiculous, dude. You see the worst shit out in Hollywood and people are scared. Like, God forbid somebody would review an all black cast in a bad, they can't do it. No matter how bad, you can't. I'm saying the audience score fine, but the fucking critics, dude, they won't review an all black cast or something directed by a trans woman. They just won't review it. Fucking, it's just unbelievable. It's so fucking hilarious. And I'm not saying that some of these don't deserve it. They do, but it's just so weird, man. Everyone's so scared, dude. I watched that Shang-Chi movie. It was a piece of fucking garbage, dude. It was garbage. And I looked at the fucking critics. It was 100%. Everyone's so scared because of the Stop Asian Hate shit. Dude, it's garbage. It's so bad. At least 50%. Like, maybe I don't like it because that's not for me, but like 100%? 100% of critics liked it? 100% of critics liked it. 100% of critics, they don't like fucking The Godfather. And this is the greatest movie of all time. It's so weird. It's so weird.